All right, we're gonna try this again. Instead of doing it live, I have it video. I'm recording this so I don't have to mess up and do this all over again. All right, we have the video file. We have it on recording. Hi, I'm Megan. I'm wanting to clarify this is all under fair use and that I am able to talk on this because I'm just commentating on what they have to say. And all of this is just my opinion. And we're going to hear what this Elomir Zoom is all about. Again, I'm sorry. I just did one, but now I have to re-record it so I can actually be able to put it up and not have an issue because it decided to stop working. I'm sorry again. Let's try this again. There's a lot of things that are said in here. I will give trigger warnings right now. Talk of, and I believe it's unaliving. So if that's something that you cannot handle, I understand. And let's get into it. I hope you guys will enjoy. Please comment. Let me know. All right, let's get started.
Saturday, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Let's see. Mark B.
Good morning.
It's Mark B. What's up?
Good morning, everybody.
It's not a good deal.
Listen to our motivational music every day, all day.
Hey, Ashley. It's Mark.
Hey, what's your name again? This is Julie. You can't see me. I'm just a little chess piece. But you were really impressive the other day. What's your name?
His name is Mark B.
Mark B. Hi.
Mark B. That's right. Mark B. I thought it was Mark, but I didn't want to call you the wrong name. Okay. Welcome. Hello. Hey, Bridget and Ryan. It's Julie.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm doing great. My physical therapist can't even believe it. I said, hey, here's a strip. It's the curcumin. It's bringing the inflammation down. I go to see my doctor. My doctor, I see him the 29th. Oh, I gave him a strip when I did pre-op. He was stoked.
That's awesome.
Boy, I did not catch this the last time. She gave her doctor a strip? That sounds bad. In my own opinion, that doesn't sound like a good thing to do. No. Now, you guys let me know, though, because in my opinion, that sounds like a conflict of interest. But that's just my opinion.
Nobody can walk in my path without knowing about this. Anyway, I'll let you guys do the meeting.
That's how we feel.
Yep.
I'll give it a couple minutes, like 1 minute.
Yeah, we'll give it a roll like one more minute.
See Simone and Tiffany and let's see. Honey.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, beautiful.
How are you, Simone?
I'm good. Good to see y'all.
I'm
gonna try not to get run over.
Tiffany, you on your walk?
Oh, my run walk. I did some stairs, whatever's there. Drop the puppies off the camp. We're good.
So cute. At camp?
Yeah.
Like every
I
day?
gotta have friends too. Oh no. Not making that kind of money, girl.
That's great. Not yet.
Not yet.
It's coming.
Did you drop Swain off too?
Swain is at home, cleaning.
Oh, did you give him a strip?
He strips every morning, but
Okay, that, in my opinion, is so incredibly cringy. If you guys think so, let me know. Because when they say he strips every morning, I feel like that could be taken the wrong way. And if anyone else heard that, they would not think that because, well, not many people know of multi-level marketing companies unless you're in the MLM itself. Or you're like me and talk about them. So, that's questionable. And a bit cringy, in my opinion. These are just my opinions. That is all.
Ladies, if you need your husband to clean, just pop him a strip. Are you ready?
Let's roll.
All right, let's roll.
Do we record these?
No.
Okay, cool.
So
Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great Saturday morning, no matter where you are in the country or whatever country you are located in today. We want to welcome you to Saturday morning coffee talk.
yes, we're Ryan and Bridget. In case you don't know, we're in Texas.
We are.
And we are super blessed to be here.
It's a beautiful day here in Texas. We are getting some beautiful weather, and
It's 80 this morning, guys. 80.
yes, we're
I
super
said,
stoked.
ooh, it's kind of chilly this morning. Sounds weird, doesn't it?
It sure does. So today we're going to share a little bit from our heart today to you guys, and just kind of tell you a little bit about what Elomir means to us, and where we believe the whole Elomir picture is. And we're just super fired up here because Bridget and I have been able to align with some incredible leaders in this industry. And
ooh, it's 43 and what?
Okay. I'm already trying. I know I heard it not that long ago, but trying to listen to this all over again. Get frustrated.
Washington.
Oh,
That's
wow.
A little cold.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would take it. I would definitely take it for a morning. So we just want to share from our heart what Elomir means to us, and what Elomir, like, what the whole program is, what we see the whole program. And, you know, when we seen the program, like what it's about and the movement it's about and what it's doing and who it's helping. And, you know, we just wanted to talk to you guys a half hour this morning to tell you guys what we have in front of us today. And I'm gonna let Bridget roller.
I don't think a lot of people really truly realize what we have. It's a movement, guys. I look at Access Clarity as an amazing, amazing supplement that everybody is feeling awesome on, but it's more than just a supplement or a product. It's a movement. And what Mims' vision was to make the younger generation live life a little better and a little happier and get through the days that are so stressful and worrisome. And even for older people, I mean, I'm 40.
I always wonder when they say movement, how much of that is really entail, like how that entails. Like, what is your meaning behind saying it's a movement? What changes are there going to be implemented in some form or fashion for the mental health of people, the physical health of people, or the economic structure? Because we've seen how MLM companies are destructive because they put people in more debt, and the customers are the reps. So I don't see it as a movement. There has to be something more to it to say it's a movement, because I don't believe it's a movement. But you let me know what you guys think.
45, my husband's 47, and you know, the stresses of every single day can be wearing. And if you don't have avenues to eliminate those frustrations, or if you don't know how to do it, or maybe you just feel stuck, this is a way to get out of there. And I'll be transparent, and Ryan will be transparent. Probably in about October, we fell into a sadness, we didn't know what we wanted to do with our career, and we felt frustrated with, you know, where we were going and what we were doing and our decisions that we were making. And the last couple of years was a little trying, I think, for everybody, right? And for us, we're in insurance, life insurance, financial services. So we would travel and sit kneecap to kneecap, eyeball to eyeball with families across their kitchen tables. And we've seen a lot of hurt, a lot of heartache, a lot of sorrow, a lot of sickness. And it's really, for me, it's emotional, because mental health is a big deal. I've been dealing with a family member with mental health since I was 6. And it's really sad to see your loved ones have to deal with that, especially when you're a young child. And it's sad for a young child to have to witness something like that as well. And so when Ryan and I fell in that sadness and that feeling, we were overwhelmed with life and what was going to happen. And so about January, we kind of recognized it. Like, we didn't want to get out of bed in the morning, guys. Like, it was really a struggle to get up, because for our work, we'd have to set appointments all day long. So we'd have leads. I don't know if we know, I have a folder of leads, and we'd call and call and call and call and call. And it would be people that had refinanced their home or purchased a new home. And they would mail in a form that they wanted to inquire about insurance. And so we would call them, and we would be told no. We'd be swore at. We'd be told to jump in a lake. Or we'd make an appointment. So we had to go through a lot of no's, even though these families were inquiring about our service, they were still mean and rude to us on the phone, but we would work through it and we'd get through it. And we were really good on the phone, and we set a lot of appointments. And then he would drive 3 hours one way to sit with 5 to 8 families a day. And there would be times that he would sit across the table from somebody whose loved one just took their own life, or they passed away recently, or they were.
Sorry if this is hard for you to hear. Trigger warning for the talk of unaliving. So please tread carefully. If you cannot listen right now, I would skip ahead eventually a couple minutes just to be safe. So I wait till at least the 12 to 13-minute mark just to be safe. And I understand if you have to.
Just diagnosed with something really horrible and
Well,
terminal.
I had to learn to, I had to tell myself, I'd say things like purple elephant or pink elephant to myself. I would say it to myself because I'm not that emotional of a guy, but I'd be sitting across the kitchen table. And when you're hearing a mom talk about their child that took their own life, or you're watching people in such a depressed state in this world, they don't know where to turn to. For Bridget and I, it was huge. I mean, I would sit there and I would hear these people come out of the military and they have nowhere to turn, with no other avenue. And so for when we are looking at Elomir, we looked at it a couple different ways, okay? And a lot of people, you know, it's all about the money. Let's go for the quick money. You can make quick money, okay? And for Bridget and I, it wasn't about the money part of it. It was about what the purpose was. After we are able to try this access clarity strip ourselves and we seen it work on ourselves, we were like, okay, we're onto something. And then when
Okay, but to say that it's not about the money, when in reality that's the main reason why these companies are out there, because of the money that they say you could have. And they put it in such a way that you are like, yes, I need this. But it's not an attainable thing, and they're not allowed to say you can make X amount of dollars. They can't. But to say that they joined because it was about some type of helping people or whatever the case may be, no, that's not normally how it went. And yes, you can, and I think Chelsea might have mentioned this in the last video, that you can, yes, still work for a company and still make great change, even if you're getting paid. And that shouldn't really be an issue, but because of how MLMs are structured and how they work, in my opinion, it makes it very deceptive and just manipulative of how they go about it. It's not, in my opinion, a good route. There's better ways to do it.
we actually got to meet with Van and Twan and Jenny and Mike and Brandon and Shannon, and we got to speak with them and we got to hear their hearts, what they stood for, what it was about. I mean, Crystal, who's some of the great people? Amanda Hansen was there, and Carol Lee was there.
Carol Lee was there. You know.
And they were some of the most big-hearted people we've encountered. And we're like, these are our people. These are who we want to do life with. We want to do business with these people because what they stood for and what their movement was.
And we knew that in literally just a few minutes of meeting them.
You know, when you meet people and they're kind of a turd, you just kind of know they're a turd through the shell, right? They just are. And these people are just genuine people who care, want to help, and they want to give to people. Mm-hmm. And Bridget and I were like, that's our people. We want to serve and we want to help people. We want to help as many people. And somebody the other day, they were asking, actually quite a few asked, they said, you know, when you guys were fighting, you tell the story about the fight you were having before you took that access clarity. And here's the story. And this is the true story, what it was coming down to. We're deciding if we're going to build our insurance agency and to a point where we could sell it. Okay. Our great friends in 2010, we met them at a kitchen table. I mean, not a kitchen table, at a restaurant.
It was at a conference.
Yep.
Which we had to drive to, pay money to go to, pay money to stay.
And we go.
And we do it 4 times a year, and we would listen to motivational speakers. They would bring guest speakers in, but it was a commitment we had to make. So every year we would drive from Michigan to North Carolina.
Because I don't like to fly.
Tiffany, I think, went to one, didn't you, Tiffany?
Yeah.
And you would have to pay $600 a piece to go.
A piece.
And then you'd have to pay for your hotel and all the gas and fly or however you went, and then food. But we did it because we wanted personal growth and self-development, and we were also kind of forced to go.
But it was a part we knew in our business that we had to do because it would make you better, and you'd walk out of these conferences
But really, do you come out better? Because you can come out better from a lot of things, and it's normally not these very culty type conferences that the companies host. Because, granted, you could do all the self help in the world, and it doesn't always mean you're better because of it. If you're still okay with letting people starve, possibly lose their house, anything in that realm of possibility with joining your company, I don't find that to be a benefit. But you let me know, because in my opinion, there are better ways to do it. And to be paid an hourly rate is much better than being unpaid advertisers for a company that doesn't care about who you are. Granted, there's a lot of big companies that also don't care about us. I get that. But they still pay people. Granted, like I've always say in my videos, there's never enough money because of how wages are and have not increased. But money is still good to have.
And you become better, and you get your team there and they would become better because they were associated with winners. And when you associate with winners and you plug yourself into positivity every day, you eventually become more positive. And I'm like, there's a lady, her name is Billy. She's at a Tony Robbins event this weekend. And I was so excited to see her at a Tony Robbins event. I know Tiffany and I did. Tiffany, you did it.
Oh, she did.
Yes,
Yeah.
we walked on fire. We literally walked on fire at a Tony Robbins event. And
We did what?
I believe Tony Robbins does these types of events mainly, in my opinion, from what I've learned of him, to get people to become more vulnerable and to just fall under this. I want to say, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's just a manipulation tactic in reality. It's to get people to lower their guard down, be easily malleable and informed to whatever he's trying to teach you, and just go with it. So that's why. And these praising Tony Robbins for these things is crazy to me too. I don't get it. He's not. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
$100 to go there, right, Tiffany?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did. And we went with a group of people. This was in 2002, and we did things just to make ourselves better and to become better, just better human beings and better in business and be able to deal with people. But one of the things that Bridget and I were talking about is, like, when Elomir, our argument came down to it was, are we going to build Elomir, or are we going to build an insurance company? And are we going to build it to a point where we can sell it in the next 24 months?
So the couple that we had met in 2010 at the conference.
Thanks for getting back to me, because I was
circled
kind of
around it.
all over
I
the
got
place.
you. They didn't have two nickels to rub together, guys. They couldn't pay for their dinner. They came down on a fluke because they wanted to get better. They owned a mortgage company, and in 07, 08, you know what happened? That's what I was doing. I was doing mortgages, and the economy went to crap, and they were struggling, and they were trying to, make ends meet. But they came down, and they were cross-line with us, because with insurance agencies, you can hire agents, same thing. And we trained them, we helped them, and we were training for the whole company on setting appointments and going through, and to the point where she was from Baltimore, I was from Michigan. She tried to even imitate my accent on the phone when I was setting appointments, because, we were successful at that, and, they excelled.
And you guys can cross reference this at all. It's all on podcasts. It's all on podcasts.
It's all there.
You can see what they sold their business for and everything.
Yeah, so they left in 2013. We left in 2014 when we found out it was basically lies and smoke and mirrors, and the CEO was a narcissist, and we no longer aligned with the values because we had good hearts. However, this couple has excelled so well, and they built their agency so big that they just recently sold it.
I want to jump on to what Bridget just said. I want to talk about something for a second. When you guys are looking, when she said this company we decided to part ways with, it wasn't anything but just values.
Mhm.
That's what it came down to, was values. And I won't discredit the company because, there's our great friends. We have great friends still there today.
Mhm.
And we love them. And, but it was, what it came down to was, it didn't align with our values. We weren't those people that we wanted to tell something that wasn't going to happen. And, so
We want to tell the truth.
we're going to tell you the truth, because
You know?
you're going to get to experience it with us. That's what we try to tell people. It's like these strips. We're like, we're not we're not trying to tell you something that's not real. You get to try it. You
Yeah,
get
like
to
when,
see it.
when you talk to your friends, it's like I'm not trying to.
Nobody's doubting that it's not real because obviously now you guys have the product and you're selling to customers. It's just the fact that you are pushing this great change that is happening when you don't know it's if it's not something else. You're basing it around very little knowledge or whatever. So that's what's put into question. It's the credibility of it, the likelihood of it, and if it's not some like sugar pill type thing. Because it could be. And they're just going along with it, just lying their way through everything. But that's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
Sell you this to make $15.75. I truly want you to feel better.
Exactly.
I truly want you to be happier. I truly want you to live life to the fullest. People should be able to live life to the fullest, right?
Yep. So with that being said, these guys went out in 2010 and they created a business. And I was telling Brandon and Shannon and Jenny and Mike this. I was telling these guys this. They took a group of people and they created a foundation. Bridget and I, it was huge. I mean, I would sit there and I would hear these people come out of the military and they have nowhere to turn, no other avenue. And so when we are looking at Elomir, we looked at it a couple different ways. Okay. And a lot of people, it's all about the money. Let's go for the quick money. You can make quick money. Okay. And we went with a group of people. This was in 2002, and we did things to make ourselves better and to become better, just better human beings and better in business and be able to deal with people. But one of the things that Bridget and I were talking about is like when Elomir, our argument came down to it was, are we going to build Elomir or are we going to build an insurance company? And are we going to build it to a point where we can sell it in the next 24 months?
So the couple that we had met in 2010 at the conference.
Thanks for getting back to me because I was
circled
kind of
around it.
all over
I
the
got
place.
you. They didn't have two nickels to rub together, guys. They couldn't pay for their dinner. They came down on a fluke because they wanted to get better. They owned a mortgage company, and in 07, 08, what happened? That's what I was doing. I was doing mortgages, and the economy went to crap, and they were struggling, and they were trying to, make ends meet. But they came down, and they were cross-line with us because with insurance agencies, you can hire agents, same thing, and we trained them, we helped them, and we were training for the whole company on setting appointments and going through, and to the point where she was from Baltimore, I was from Michigan. She tried to even imitate my accent on the phone when I was setting appointments because, we were successful at that, and, they excelled.
And you guys can cross reference this at all. It's all on podcasts. It's all on podcasts.
It's all there.
You can see what they sold their business for and everything.
Yeah, so they left in 2013. We left in 2014 when we found out it was basically lies and smoke and mirrors, and the CEO was a narcissist, and we no longer aligned with the values because we had good hearts. However, this couple has excelled so well, and they built their agency so big that they just recently sold it.
I want to jump on what Bridget just said. I want to talk about something for a second. When you guys are looking, when she said this company we decided to part ways with, it wasn't anything but just values.
Mhm.
That's what it came down to, was values. And I won't discredit the company because there's our great friends. We have great friends still there today.
Mhm.
And we love them. And but it was, what it came down to was it didn't align with our values. We weren't those people that we wanted to tell something that wasn't going to happen. And so
we want to tell the truth.
We're going to tell you the truth because you're going to get to experience it with us. That's what we try to tell people. It's like these strips. We're not trying to tell you something that's not real. You get to try it. You get to see it.
When you talk to your friends, it's like I'm not trying to, sell you this to make $15.75. I truly want you to feel better.
Exactly.
I truly want you to be happier. I truly want you to live life to the fullest. People should be able to live life to the fullest, right?
Yep. So with that being said, these guys went out in 2010 and they created a business. And I was telling Brandon and Shannon and Jenny and Mike this. I was telling these guys this. They took a group of people and they created a foundation. And when they created this foundation, they dug the foundation depth. They didn't go up as fast as they could. They built a solid foundation.
They didn't go 1 foot deep and build the skyscraper up. I mean, that would be silly, right?
They found the leaders and they weaned them out. They weaned them out in the industry. They found the people and they're like, oh, you can go. If you don't follow in our values, you don't need to be here. And they found the group, and it took them maybe a little longer than the average. But when the momentum started rolling for this company, you guys, you can look them up today and see it. It's on my Facebook, and you see I'm still affiliated with them. We still sell insurance policies with them. We love these guys, their values. But the big thing was, we're at the point of our life is, are we going to do insurance for another 2 years, or
working 7 days a week?
Yep. And just
busting our butts.
Yep. And busting our rears every day. And Bridget felt like Elomir. She said, Ryan, this is on my heart. She goes, this is truly before we met anybody in Dallas. This is truly before we met anyone. And she said,
before we had tried to strip.
Before we tried to strip, we were having this conversation.
We didn't have any.
Yeah, we're just. Yeah.
It's funny that they say that they're working 7 days a week, but aren't you working 7 days still, regardless of if you're not in this insurance company that they are talking about leaving and everything? Because I feel like they could have still managed to figure out working less than what they're doing now. That's just my opinion. They deserve better. That's all.
Thank God, because we're just arguing over it. We didn't even know about it, really. We didn't know about the whole thing. We're just screaming at each other. And I think then all other crap comes out, you know how that works. But what it came down to was, we're at the point of our crossroads of our life. Is she was like, Ryan, she goes, I like what it stands for. I like having conversations and everything. And we could feel the passion through Van when we first spoke with Van and Jenny and Mike and Brandon and Shannon on the phone. And when we heard it, and Rob and Danny were telling us about it, we could feel what they were telling us. And we were like, if this thing is quarter is the big as they say it could be, this thing is going to be bigger than all of us. And that's really what it is. And so for the business part of it,
honestly, going back to and I don't know if you're sticking around, but that couple. That excelled.
See, that's what you're here.
He did take us through, but must not be affecting him yet.
We're not going to tell you. We just woke up like a half hour ago. We actually slept in today.
Slept in today. It was Saturday, and it was a beautiful day.
Yeah,
but no, we our friends just recently sold their insurance agency for $7 million.
$7 million.
Some crazy amount. And they're still getting a salary, and their office is paid for, and their staff is paid for. And that was a decision. We were like, do we want to bust our butts for the next 2 years and do that, working 7 days a week? But we would have to build an agency, and we didn't want to build an agency.
I can promise you guys one thing. If you think this is hard, we'll take you on an insurance journey.
Yes. Tiffany can attest to that too.
Let me tell you, that's a whole different world.
It's really difficult, and it's really challenging. And I just really felt passionate about this movement and this product and what it could do for people. And now I'm getting emotional, but we really truly care for people. And in our business, when I say that,
no crying on
Saturday. Right?
No crying.
I know that so many people need this product and need to be part of this movement. And out of our probably 16,000 clients that we have, every single one can use this product. Every single household that we have sat in can use this product. And that is why I am so passionate, and Ryan is so passionate about what we have, and why we want to scream from the mountaintops. Guys, these testimonials that are coming in, are you serious? How are you sharing it? Because
hold on,
I'm sharing it.
Before you go back, I want to jump on one thing. So I want to go back on the foundation.
Yes.
So
important.
This is an important thing. This is one of the most important things I can tell anybody here. You can go anywhere you want. If you believe you can sell toilet paper and make a bunch of money, you're right. You can do it. You just have the umph behind you to do it. You can sell anything you truly believe in your heart you can sell. Here at Elomir, we don't sell, we're sharing. And let me tell you, when the company we left to come over to the other insurance company, what it was created was the foundation. These guys, his name is.
Technically, you are still selling. You are still in sales. It's just the fact that you're selling a dream most of the time, and for very little return on selling a product. So there is a difference. You are selling still. Just letting you know, you're still selling.
Sean Mike, and let me tell you guys, this guy is in your face. He is hardcore. But the gentleman is truly a caring person. He wants to see you win. And when we seen Van and Twan and Jenny and Mike and all of them and Brandon and Shannon, when they were talking about winning, we're like, that's what Sean Mike was talking about back in the insurance industry. And those guys have created a business, and what they did is they built a foundation so deep that you can't penetrate it. And if somebody from the outside comes in, the leaders that they created in this business, and they're creating leaders every single day. And how do you create leaders? Because they're not born. You work with them. You love on your leaders. You love on your people. And one thing I can tell you right now, they love on their people. And when we came here to Elomir, we were like, you know what? These leaders here love us. These leaders want to see us win. Every single one of here on the Saturday today, they want to see us win. And and that's really what it's about. If you guys were on Van's call the other night, I don't know if you missed it, but Van, I can tell you guys this one thing. She was sharing about the pioneer of this company. She was talking about like Tesla, and she was talking about all these great companies like Airbnb and stuff, how these companies have started. Do you understand? They all have to go through growth. They all have to go through growth. And during growth, sometimes you're going to have some things die off a little bit, and you got to grow back again, and you got to keep growing.
And when you're
And you gotta keep
growing,
growing.
you're getting ridiculed,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like, we've been ridiculed, right? And maybe you've been ridiculed by your friends or family, or maybe you haven't. And that's really awesome if you haven't. But some people, it takes them a while to even understand what you have and why you have it and what you're going to do with it. They don't really know. And some people don't believe in you or believe that you can succeed. And a lot of people don't want you to.
And I think a lot of people don't believe in you because they don't believe in themselves.
Right.
Always that type of rhetoric. Always that. Okay.
And that's the
That's
truth.
what really comes in the
And
core.
it comes down to it because
They
when
can't do it.
they can't do it, so
Or they don't
want,
think they can.
they don't think they can, correct. And I believe if people would just, you know, if people would just humble yourself, put your egos in your back pocket. And it was huge for me, you guys, and not the ego part about it, the humbling part about it, because if you would have asked me back in like April, if this would have been the journey, I would have been traveling, because we were looking for something. We were praying to God. We were asking, put in the universe. We were looking for something to change in our lives, because we wanted something that felt like when we hop out of bed in the morning, our feet are on fire because we're so excited and passionate about what we're doing. And, you know, like we said, the insurance part of it, the money, that's money. But if you're not loving every single thing you do, and you're not loving it, and you're not hopping out of bed and you feel like something, you got a purpose, you got to reevaluate it, because we live in the greatest country in the world, regardless what your opinions are, political sides, let's put those aside. We have the freedom to change. We have the freedom to believe our beliefs. We have the freedom to state our word.
You guys settle down. You guys here, you're supposed to say hi to the camera. I say. There you go. There you go. Yeah, bang. I should whack me in the face.
Where you're at, change it. And that's what,
Make the decision.
make the decision and do it. And you guys, we're a movement here, and we're not just a company. We're not just an MLM company or network marketing company or whatever. We're not a product-based company. We're a movement.
So you're admitting you're a pyramid scheme, in my opinion, because you just said you're not a product-based company. You're a movement. Technically, that would be a pyramid scheme if it's not about the product. It's about recruiting. So there's that.
Van and Twan and those guys have created with this company. They created to help people. It's not about another CBD company or a cryptocurrency company or a legging company. It's not about like a weight loss company.
And
It's
if you're
not about that. And
you're
if
part
that's
of that,
it, that's
okay.
great.
That's okay.
We love it. Good. There's enough room for all of us to grow. Do you understand? There's 330 million people in the United States alone. Then we start going to these other countries. It's okay if other people do other companies. You understand? We are in the insurance industry. Our friends were in other IMO insurance companies, and we loved them.
But the
We love them
numbers,
as
guys,
friends.
like the numbers, like the life expectancy, Van was talking to me about this, and you can look it up, but the life expectancy has gone down by 18%, guys. That's huge. That is a huge number. We're in the insurance, we do the numbers. They talk about life expectancies. It was like, you know, women were living to like 85 to, you know, 90, and men were living to like 79 to 82. And unfortunately, it's gone down because it's based off the younger generation. And when you see the struggles that these kids are experiencing, think about this. So our daughter was part of the 2-year COVID deal for school, right? So she was a junior, then she was a senior. Our middle daughter was the diva. She's the diva of the family. She loves glitz and glam and sparkle and Barbie and makeup and all of that. And she, and as well as a ton of other kids, right, had their whole life of high school, the last few years of high school sucked out of her. She didn't go to junior homecoming. She couldn't go to junior prom. She couldn't go to senior homecoming, senior prom. They took away her dance show, which is like a $35,000 production for drill team. Like, they missed out on so much, and it hurt me as her mom because I also missed out on that, right? And so you look at the feelings that these kids have and what they're dealing with social media. And even as a 45-year-old woman, you know, body dysmorphia is real, right? I mean, I have it. It's real for men and it's real for women. And think of these kids, like the perfection that's in their face every single day. And that's what Van was talking about when she watched that video of those 6 girls that said they wish they had grown up in the 80s and the 90s because it seemed like much more of a simpler time, guys. I mean, think about it. It really kind of was more of a simpler time, even though we were broke, we didn't have any money, but we were outside, we were hanging out. We didn't have everything in our face. Was there bullying? There was. I was bullied. I was called a beached whale in 6th grade. A beached whale. I was made fun of because I had hairier arms than most people because I'm dark complected. I was bullied. And I learned to get through it, even though I had a really rough childhood with my mom being having mental health issues. But I worked through it, and I just didn't date the guys in high school when they wanted to date me, and they told me I was a beach whale in 6th grade. So, you know, you just kind of stick it back at them, right? You make it happen. And that really did happen. I'm not lying. It really truly did happen. And, you know, as a young child, having that in your face, being bullied online or looking at this perfection every day, you know, they're like, I just wished we could have grown up there. And Van's heart was like, I have a daughter, right? And she's experiencing these things, and she doesn't even have social media, but she hears and she sees and she looks at what's going on. She's a smart kid, right? And that is what we need to get through. So the life expectancy has gone down by 18% because these children are struggling and they're not able to make it, right?
It's not even just children. It's everyday people are struggling.
That's why the life expectancy went down, is because it's based off the younger generation.
Yeah.
But older people are struggling as well, right? I mean, we look at ourselves and we don't have perfection, and because there's no such thing as perfection.
Nope. And one thing I have to say about that is, like, when we'd sit down, like, one of our big territories that we work was military. Yep. And we worked in Fort Hood.
I don't think they're realizing that the life expectancy thing might have to do with a lot of the exterior things that are affecting our lives, like inflation, food prices, gas prices, which need to be managed better. And there should be caps for those things, especially in the United States. So, because even in other countries, food prices are not even nearly as high. At least from what I've seen. That's just my opinion.
Fort Sill and all these in the military bases, and it was horrible to watch. What would happen is, as soon as they would get out of military, they just send them on the streets and here's some pills, and, you know,
or they want the disability, so they get prescribed or they're diagnosed with certain things that'll give them 85 to 100% disability.
Yeah. And then they drug them. And then when they drug them, we can't insure them. It's almost impossible to insure them. And then their families feels hopeless. And so when we seen all this happen in front of our own eyes, we're like, there's got to be a better way. And so when we had the opportunity to join this movement at Elomir, we didn't realize even how big it really was. I mean, Bridget and I are not like, we don't look in glass balls. We just thought, well, it was just about, this is what it's about, right? Yeah. And then the testimonials started coming out and everybody was able to see what is going on. And one of the things that we talk to our team about is just sharing this business. And all of our recruiting calls that we've done in this business, every single one of them, you can listen to all of our recruiting calls. There's no conversation about compensation plan. We don't talk about compensation plan. We talk about the movement and what we're doing here.
I think in all the recruiting calls that we did since we started like talking to people in May, I think 2 people said, tell me about the money. What's the money?
And then when we talk about the money, we circle back around and we're like, let me explain why the money will be here for long term. It's because it's the product, it's the supplement, what is going, the movement. And this is totally different than any other company out there. You know, when Van always says we're the first to market, it kind of gives me goosebumps. It really does. I mean, I get excited. We're first to market. Nobody has this technology. We are the pioneers.
Yeah.
Every one of you sitting here on the Saturday morning, we are pioneers today. And if you don't know what that means, look what a pioneer is. And I think we all know what pioneer.
In my opinion, that's a pretty high throne to put yourself on, especially if in reality, there's plenty of other things that are related to this technology that they have that's very similar. That can't entirely say it's like revolutionary because there's plenty of dissolvable tablets, strip-like things out there. So to say it's revolutionary is kind of laughable in my opinion.
Years are. We're here to create a movement, and we're here and we are doing it right now here at Elomir. We are doing things that nobody's ever done before. I had somebody the other day, they said to me, they were like, well, it's just a network marketing company. I go, no, it's not just a network marketing company.
That's just our structure,
that's
right?
our structure. Those companies are a dime a dozen. I don't know about this. I'll give you guys a quick rundown. And I'm not discredited. Please do not take this the wrong way. But did you guys know weight loss is a $58 billion business? Weight loss supplements, $58 billion.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of competition.
That's a lot of competition.
If you don't think you're a good salesperson with a product that's changing people's life, or you can't share that, imagine competing with $58 billion out there.
And don't get us wrong, we've taken weight loss products.
Yeah, we do.
Since we were 18 and 19. I mean, we met at a gym when we were 18 and 19, and it was weight loss.
I just know I don't want to be selling. I just won't want to have to like try to promote a weight loss supplement to what one's better than the next one, because there's so many good products out there. And then through the life journey, we learned a lot of that is just your fork. There's a thing called a fork. Like that. That's a big thing right there. I mean, you control your fork, you can control a lot of things.
However, when you look at our product, these people are losing weight. I mean, Beth on our teams lost 22 pounds in a month.
Simone,
and
she
didn't even need to look like she needed to lose 22 pounds, in my opinion. Simone's down 10. Rob and Danny, Rob was down, I think, 12 pounds in 14 days or 14 pounds in 12 days, one of the two. Danny's lost 10.
We did a strip and trim.
But didn't they say in the beginning that this strip wasn't for weight loss benefits? It was for calm and energy. So now you are marketing it as mainly a weight loss tool.
Strip and trim. It's a 60-hour strip and trim. I think Tiffany, I don't know how many pounds you lost, Tiffany.
6 or something. And it was
6.5.
equivalent to 12 to 13 with the inches lost. So,
and it's amazing because what it's doing is a lot of people, what it's doing, it's repairing that gut health. When it repairs that gut health, it makes you healthier.
Yeah, your metabolism moves up, and then you're using all the nutrients. So your body is getting fuel.
And then the big thing is you're feeling good.
Yeah.
And you're making smarter decisions. Simone said to us the other day on our call, she said, I think a major part of my weight loss, she's saying one of the major reasons is she's making smarter decisions on what she's eating, because you're happier, you feel better about it, and you feel better about life. And so I think it's easier to make a smarter decision. Here's Tiffany. I'm down total 10 pounds, 16 inches lost.
And look at her. She's on coffee time. Guys, look, here's the thing about time.
I know this coffee time's a little different than normal. We're just spitfiring here today.
They're all different.
They're all different, right?
We actually hosted the second coffee time ever. And we were like, can you do the coffee time? It was like the second one ever before Elomir even launched. And we're like, well, we've never done anything like that before. What are we can talk about? So
they're like, talk about what you want. I was like, are you sure about that?
That really good. But I mean, we were asked to come back, right? So no, think about the times. So and then we'll open it up to, comments or questions or anything like that. But everybody has the same time in the day, right? And in this business, you have to decide how much time you're able to dedicate to yourself and to your business. How much time are you willing to invest in yourself and in your business each week? all these Zooms that we have going on, you don't have to be on every single one of them, right? But they're there for you to fit into your schedule, to see what you can learn from each one. So all of the leaders here in the company, there's the Power 30s. They're amazing. They're all on different things to teach you to grow your business.
Different times.
They're not just to get on here and just chat. They're actually teaching you how to build your business. So if you choose not to ever get on them, you're probably not going to grow your business efficiently as you could as if you were to get on them.
Well, what's her name yesterday? What's her name yesterday was incredible.
Oh, Jennifer Hendrick.
Jennifer Hendrick.
It was awesome.
If you missed her Power 30 this week, I mean, it was something, because we learned some stuff on Facebook,
Mhm.
you know, and, you know, Cindy did one this week. She got on there and she put it where you can go to work. And I know we're getting off on that subject, but
No,
it's the
I'm talking about
important-
time, because look at Tiffany. She's on here
Yeah.
with her earbuds in, taking a walk. I'm just trying to tell people, like, you don't have to watch the people on it. You know, put them in your earbuds while you're cooking, or while you're giving your child a bath, or while you're taking a walk, or, you know, whatever you have going on, just plug in, because you can get one little nugget from that call that could explode or hit your heart at the right point, or maybe just trigger something in your brain to say it's an aha moment, right? That's why Ryan and I loved to do the self-help and the self-development and listen to motivational things during the day, because it uplifts you and it gets you excited and it gives you a purpose and a reason to get moving. And even if it was just to, you know, get excited that day, maybe you were down in the dumps, you know, but we also just want to come on here, we just want to share our love. And that's what Kristen said. She's like, can you just share your love for people and why you want to help them? And it's truly helping people, guys. It's a movement. So we're going to open it up. So we don't want to take too much of your time, but we'll open it up if anybody has any comments or suggestions.
Yeah, you guys want to talk to us, please.
If you've had any wins.
Mark B. Oh, yeah. Mark B. Hey, Mark, just so you know, I got to tell you, I listened to your, last week. I was on there listening to you last week, and I can tell you, man, your heart is gold, my friend. Your heart is gold. I listened, and you come across so powerful. And I actually
came across you on Facebook. I mean, on Instagram or TikTok.
TikTok.
I came across you on TikTok, and I knew that you were in the business or had tried the strips. And I just wanted to let you know, Mark V, that last week I recorded you giving your testimony, and I shared it with our whole entire team, because if they weren't on it, they needed to be, and they needed to hear your message. And they needed to hear your passion and hear your heart. So thank you for sharing that last week. Do you have to?
Yeah, no. I'm just over here looking at Mark B.
So if you can you unmute, Mark?
I can certainly unmute, and thank you for the compliments. You guys have a really powerful bond going on, and I can tell even when someone was speaking over someone, you were speaking together. So that's really powerful, and it's really cool to see a couple that can work together as one. The hearts
We've
are
been
connected.
together for 27 years, Mark.
I don't care if you've been together for 27 minutes. The proof's in the pudding, and it just rocks. And I no disrespect by that. I'm a very sarcastic and funny person, but
you're good.
I can tell that you guys are connected. And just like a real quick recap. So my very, very special friend Fritzy, God bless her, she came up here to see me at the hospital, and she drove from very, very far away, and we were strangers. And I'll keep this short. And Carrie Lee, shout out, just motivated her to do something out of her own comfortability. So she left me a gift of the strips, and I was so excited. I want everybody to be happy in life. Even when I'm not happy, I want everybody else to be happy to a fault. Mm-hmm. So she gives me this whole box of strips, and I gave half of them away. I'm like, try this. So point is, I had like 7 days worth, right? And I'm currently repairing from my 15th brain surgery. And the point is, after not taking the strips for a few days, my sleep decreased. So they had to do a CT scan. They had to do an MRI with contrast, and then they did an EEG, which is not an EMG. It's not an EKG. It's not an EMG. It's an EEG, where there's like 65 leads on my head, studying my brain for like 40 minutes. And I've been IV'd so many times, and I've been opened up so many times that the pain doesn't hurt me, but the emotional trauma of it repeating itself is why I cry. So I'm crying. The point is, all the tests came back with nothing wrong with my brain, no further injury. So I get my first trifold, and I call my dad, who's 78. I'm like, Dad, if you don't bring anything to me to the hospital, please bring me the trifold. Before the testing, I couldn't connect my fingers like this. I couldn't do it. These two guys, they didn't want to be friends. They were like far apart. They hated when I'm like, come on, guys, get in there with one another. And they couldn't. And I'm really strong inside and outside. So I got back taking this magical strip for 2 days. And now I can connect my hand and I can go like this, and I can go like this, and I can go like this. When before being
There's a lot of medical claims to be made about that, in my opinion, that they're not allowed to be making, especially to proclaim these strips can do all that.
off of it just for those few days, I couldn't. So that is for me. I'm very hard-headed. I'm very Polish, and it takes a lot to get through my head, no pun intended, before I believe in something. What caught my attention first was the fact that we put people before the product. And I love that because I feel like you were calling it a movement over and over again. Although there's money involved, this is an altruistic movement. It means an act of charity. I'm giving something to someone because I want them to try it and see the benefits that I feel in my heart. You know what I mean? And I feel in my mind and I feel in my spirit. And I'm just like you guys. I can sell fire to the snowman 6 days a week and he'll keep burning his hand, but I'll sell it to him. But I don't believe in it. And no disrespect, like you were saying, Ryan, I was part of the Avocare movement from the bottom to the top, but I really didn't believe in it. I believed in it as best as I could, but I also knew that my kitchen was on point, my diet was on point, and my weightlifting was on point. So all that aside, I believe in this so firmly because Van gave me her time on a four-way conversation. How often does I could never get time with another like top exec or whoever it is. And I'm not bashing, I'm just giving my experience. And when I spoke to Van and Van spoke to me, our eyes were connected and our hearts were connected. I have PTSD in the whole nine, and I have a background that would take a whole nother hour. My point is that real recognizes real. A manipulator can't manipulate another manipulator, and a bull can't bullshit and bull. You know what I mean? Point is that when I had questions, I got honest answers. When I had educated questions, I got educated answers from the top. And that is just nothing but respect, because typically I'll have a question and if I get a poor answer, I'm judging. You know, I'm a human being. I'll be the first to admit it. I don't have a filter, but it's for a good reason. Every human being judges every other human being. It's what I do with those judgments afterward. But I want to know who I'm surrounding myself with so I can stay protected. So I will judge someone from the outside, and then I give them 5 minutes, and I know that I want them to surround myself with them because I feel safe. I feel safe around you guys. I feel like the money's great. Everybody wants dollars and cents in the bank account because it makes us feel secure. And then I get more ambitious. But I get that power from these coffee talks. I don't need to get it from your bank account, and that's even more important to me. And I'm just proof for everybody else out there that you can share this with everybody you want because it's the truth. I don't want you to share any lies, so I won't tell any, but share my truth. My truth is that my very special friend came to visit me when she didn't have to. And she shared something with me that she didn't have to. And I took it. Hey, Ash.
No. I'm just over here looking at Mark B.
So if you can you unmute, Mark?
I can walk quietly and slowly because Mark's getting a lot better with Mark. Thanks a lot, guys. Please bring me the trifold. Before the I can tell that you guys are connected, and the point is, after not taking the strips for a few days, my sleep decreased. For those few days, I couldn't, and he'll keep burning his hand, but I'll sell it to him. But although there's money involved, this is an altruistic movement. It means an act of charity. I'm giving something to someone because I want them to try it and see the benefits that I feel in my heart. You know what I mean? And I feel in my mind and I feel in my spirit. And I'm just like you guys. I can sell fire to the snowman 6 days a week and he'll keep burning his hand, but I'll sell it to him. But I don't believe in it. And no disrespect, like you were saying, Ryan, I was part of the Avocare movement from the bottom to the top.
So he was a part of another MLM because Avocare is another MLM out there. That's not good. And to have him say that his friend visited him in the mental hospital to share the strip thing and he joined is also scary.
But I really didn't believe in it. I believed in it as best as I could, but I also knew that my kitchen was on point, my diet was on point, and my weightlifting was on point. So all that aside, I believe in this so firmly because Van gave me her time on a four-way conversation. How often does I could never get time with another like top exec or whoever it is. And I'm not bashing, I'm just giving my experience. And when I spoke to Van and Van spoke to me, our eyes were connected and our hearts were connected. I have PTSD and the whole nine, and I have a background that would take a whole nother hour. My point is that real recognizes real. A manipulator can't manipulate another manipulator, and a bull can't bullshit a bull. You know what I mean? Point is that when I had questions, I got honest answers. When I had educated questions, I got educated answers from the top. And that is just nothing but respect, because typically I'll have a question, and if I get a poor answer, I'm judging. You know, I'm a human being. I'll be the first to admit it. I don't have a filter, but it's for a good reason. Every human being judges every other human being. It's what I do with those judgments afterward. But I want to know who I'm surrounding myself with so I can stay protected. So I will judge someone from the outside, and then I give them 5 minutes, and I know that I want them to surround myself with them because I feel safe. I feel safe around you guys. I feel like the money's great. Everybody wants dollars and cents in the bank account because it makes us feel secure. And then I get more ambitious. But I get that power from these coffee talks. I don't need to get it from your bank account, and that's even more important to me. And I'm just proof for everybody else out there that you can share this with everybody you want because it's the truth. I don't want you to share any lies, so I won't tell any, but share my truth. My truth is that my very special friend came to visit me when she didn't have to. And she shared something with me that she didn't have to. And I took it, and it worked. And then I stopped taking it, and the doctors didn't know why I couldn't connect my hand. So when my dad dropped off the trifold, the doctors and the nurses had to look at it first before I ingested it. And they researched NAC. And they saw how real it was, and they were like, this looks really rad, try it. That's what my nurse Santina said. So I took it for 2 days, and now my hand connects. And I can make it disconnect, and I can make it reconnect. And I couldn't do that before. And I was so frustrated because I heal so rapidly. But the point is, they did the brain scan and couldn't figure it out. And then I got back on this magical little strip. And now I feel strong again. You know what I mean? This isn't a stress ball.
Awesome.
This is a ball to keep working the neuropathy out of my hand. And I just want to tell everybody I'm so grateful. And I've been off social media this past week, not because I didn't want to be on, but because sometimes I get a little excited and I need to, like you say, Ryan, I need to be humbled. And humble pie tastes very sour, but it digests amazing. Once I digest it, it's amazing because I'm like, oh, now I know what you mean. Not everybody needs to see my journey because 90% of it was for self-validation and 10% of it was for help, which it did help people. But now I can walk quietly and slowly because Mark's getting a lot better with Mark. Thanks a lot, guys.
Mark, thank you so much. And
You're right.
you guys, this is a gentleman. Last week, he was telling you he couldn't put his fingers together. This week, here he is. And like he said, when you see the heart of somebody, that is really the big picture of it. You know when a BSer is a BSer, and you know when they're not. And like this company, there's no BS in here. And we are a movement here, you guys. We are one of the biggest movements in this because this is an industry. This is a whole market that is left behind. It's a left behind is, oh, you deal with your family, can deal with your issues. We can help people, and we truly are helping people. We're helping people change. We're helping people feel good. We're helping people get through the day. We're helping kids. Our daughter I want to speed this up really quick. So if anyone else has anything, please come on, jump on with us, please talk with us. Our daughter, our 11-year-old, went to her first dance yesterday. And in 6th grade, she went in like a boss. I am telling you, she went in like a boss. And I asked her, we were like, do you want us to walk you up to the door? She goes, no, I got it. Her and her little friend jumped out of the vehicle and they went into the inside and they went in and they just dominated the dance. And I asked her how it was when she got out of the car. She goes, I'm ready to be picked up now. So Bridget and I, we grabbed to have dinner last night. Her and I did. And it was great. We were sending messages to people while we're actually having dinner. Nikki, we're trying to have her have dinner with her. She was home alone this weekend because her husband's working. She didn't answer. We're like, Nicola, let's have dinner with us. We're at a restaurant. We know you're home alone. So, so we are like so Bridget and I were just sitting there and, we are just sitting there and just talking, and we are like talking about how incredible this journey has been. And it has been one of the funnest things we have ever done. It truly is the funnest business we've ever done. We're willing to keep fighting the fight, because we are pioneers and we're visionaries, and we see where this company is going, and we see what it's doing, and we see what the help it is. And so with that, Julie, I know Julie, you want to jump on real quick? Julie had something to say.
I'm always going to cry. I'm always going to cry.
You can cry, Julie.
So impactful. This is so impactful, not just for us, but for everyone. I'm going to tell you a real quick story. I had knee surgery on the 6th. The doctor's going to sign off on me driving on the 29th. It normally takes 6 weeks. I'm already disabled from a horrible car accident. But the physical therapists are just like, what the hell? Of course, they got a strip. They're like, what the hell are you doing? I can't even believe you're not walking with a walker. I'm like, oh, I went to the mailbox today. Oh, I went to the car. I watered my plants. I picked tomatoes for my salad.
It makes me very upset that they're going after people with disabilities as well, because people with disabilities have a hard enough time as is to be accepted and to get the amount of money that they need to survive. So that's just very sad. And to target them is not fair, in my opinion.
I'm like, no, I am not going to be disabled. I am not going to let this define me. And I had knee surgery so I could get better. And the NAC and the curcumin takes your inflammation down now. And they just look at me and they're like, we have never seen anybody recover like this. So I originally told people about pain. I didn't use that word, but I don't talk about that anymore, because then people think, oh, it's just for pain. But you have to talk to them about what the ingredients do. You can't just send them the little pictures. You literally have to talk to them, because they don't understand holistic and natural medicine.
Right.
And what if I got off 13 medications. I got off 3 opioids. I was on opioids for 2 days. 2 days for my knee. My back, I was on, you don't even want to know. I fell daily. I had bruises. I was like a drug addict. And I got off of them because I couldn't live that way anymore. And I told the doctor when he did my surgery, we're not doing opiates. But I had to do them for 2 days because it was pretty bad. But I said, they were like, how can you be on Tylenol? I'm like, here's a strip. Anyway, that's me.
I love it. I mean, honestly, look at it. And you said, when people say you don't want to think it as pain, but everybody has pain. Everybody has pain somewhere. If it's in your heart, if it's in your mind, if it's in your body, everybody has pain.
It's in your bank account.
It's in your bank account. You don't have enough bank account. And, and that's the thing is, you guys, we are excited about this movement. We're excited. Every day we wake up and we're more excited. And today, here's what you got to look at. We're in the 16th of the month. And if you're looking 17th? At, is it 16th?
17th.
17th?
The 17th.
So we have 13 days left of the month. And this is the question you have to ask yourself today. If you're not where you want to be, today's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. The next day's a new day. And if you're blessed to be in the earth on these days, go make them count. You know, if you have a downline, I had a guy tell me the other day, and he's like, well, he literally said to me, he's like, I don't know what to do. We don't have enough people or whatever it was. And he said, we've already got the low hanging fruit from the tree on month 1 when we recruited these people. And I said, that's weird to me, because I do know on month 2, when we started with the team Elomir, we had over 200 people on our team to start month 2. So we didn't have just nobody. We had a team of 200.
We didn't start at 0 every month, right?
And we all start at 0. The numbers start at 0, but you have a team backing you up. If it's 2 people, if it's 1 person, or 1,500, remember, those are the people you start with. You'll find the people that will run with this business. You're going to find the walkers and the sitters there. Just love on them. You don't know when that person is ready to raise their head above water and say, I'm ready to do Elomir. Something in my life that afternoon, my mom called and told me that Uncle Bob was getting ready to commit suicide or something. You don't know.
But that's not right to be targeting people in those personal situations, because they need to seek professional help. You giving them that strip does not guarantee anything except for you to get paid. And obviously, if that's the thing they care about, that's fine. But to aim this at people that are all about unaligning themselves, or in disabilities, or deaf, that's not good. That's very predatory and very sleazy, in my opinion, to do that. there's better ways to run a company, and not targeting people for your own financial gain is one way to do it.
Oh, that movement could be that point right there, that sitter. You know, you don't know when that person's ready to go, so you love everybody where they're at. Don't just crap on them because you don't think they're doing anything. That's okay. They trusted you to join Team Elomir.
But if you're not reaching down to your people to talk to them and to say, hey, how's it going? Is there anything I can do? Every single day, our team knows that we are available for them. Every single day, we have a team chat. Not everybody participates. A lot of people mute it because they're like, oh, it's just chatter. It's not chatter, guys. It's love and caring and hope that and to know
victory.
And it's victory. Yeah, we every day are like, hey, do you need to do a call? Do you need to put us in a message chat? Do you want to do a Zoom? What can we do to help you? And those people will lift their hands up and lift and say, I'm ready. I'm ready. But if you don't communicate with them and they don't know that you're there, then they're going to fall off because they don't feel they're supported, even though they have all the calls and they can, all the Zooms, but we're not the team to say, oh, go find it there. Oh, go find it there. We will actually say, like, here's what it is, and this is where it's located. And we are seriously there to help because we truly do love our team. When we say we love our team, this is our friends and family. So our team grew based off my high school friends that I went to high school with or middle school with, or that I grew up with, or that our kids were together, and his family and his friends. And the town that we were from, guys, is 8,000 people. He's from a town of 1,200. The sister town is 930. It's not like it's Dallas or Nashville or Vegas. We truly started the ball rolling for our Elomir team with friends and family. That's how our team grew. It's not like social media where these are all strangers. So we truly take them under our wing and we want them to win.
Hell, let's be real. We love Crossline friends. We love everybody.
Billy can contest. We did a recruiting call for Billy. We've done message chats for Billy. Billy's teams reached out to us, asking us questions if Billy's not available for whatever reason, and we are there for him.
We will help anybody on Team Elomir because we are Team Elomir.
Yep.
And somebody the other day told me, they go, you need to brand yourself. I go, no, I'm branding Team Elomir. Because I know if we win, we have our own brand.
We're husband and wife.
Yeah, but overall in general, we are Team Elomir. We're not Team Ryan and Bridget. We're Team Elomir. And when we came here, it was to be a part of a team and a movement. It was moving mountains. And realistically, you guys, it's moving. Things are happening and things are going on right now.
Well, I would like to see how long this movement is going to be rolling for you guys, because the word's already out about you. We already are catching on to how much this is a pyramid scheme, because you guys didn't even run the product until like a month later. So in my opinion, it is questionable. It is going to be held into question how good of a company you're really going to be in the end. That's just me.
Ball is starting to roll, you guys, and it's moving quicker and it's moving quicker and it's moving quicker. And you just have to be patient. If it's worth fighting for, fight for it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's worth dealing with all the crap in the world, deal with it. Just know, if it was easy, every single person would do it and the highway would be full of easiers. We're not looking for those people.
I don't know if that's a word.
I don't know if it's a word, but
easiers. Okay. Well, if you guys were paying people a healthy wage, not just recruitment based payments, they would make a big difference. Just me. Because then people are more willing to put in the effort, knowing that they're going to have a paycheck at the end. Knowing they don't have a paycheck at the end is very disheartening, because you're not guaranteed anything by the FDCU standards. You're not.
we don't want to travel that road. We are looking for the road that we are unique. We are looking to people that want to help be a part of the movement. And if you can comprehend what we're doing here and share this with your team, like if I were you today on Saturday, I would pick up this phone today and make your day count. Contact some people in your team. Contact people you've never, like, you were scared to contact. Pick them up. Tell them, share them with what we're doing here at Team Elomir. If somebody doesn't want to try your product, that's okay. Love them where they're at. Eventually, they'll try your product. Eventually, if you believe in it enough and you're sharing it.
Whenever I hear a rep saying love them where they're at, all I hear is something that I heard a lot in churches doing the same thing. Because you're told, love people where they're at, and they'll eventually come around to believing. When that's not always the case, and nor is it my job to constantly have to urge someone to do something to like be saved on the account of don't go to hell. You know what I mean? So that's my avenue of thought when I hear that, because it just sounds so manipulative in that way.
enough, they're going to see it. They're going to trust you. They're going to be like, you know what? It wasn't a weekend fluke. It wasn't a 1 month fluke for them. They really are trying the product. Bridget and I get pissed. We'll be honest with you. We're mad at our friends and family that don't want to try our product because we're in the fitness world. And we're like, you took restaurant over here with a 3-star review. You took his opinion, but you're not taking my opinion. I eat. And you just have to love them where they're at, man. And at the end of the day, those are the same people that didn't buy life insurance from us. And I can tell you one thing about life insurance. We have never met a widow with too much life insurance. When somebody says life insurance don't work, I go, here's the deal, people. It will, everybody dies and everybody will use life insurance.
Life insurance is the only insurance you are guaranteed to use.
And
because you may never get in a car accident, right? You may never lose your cell phone, or it might never break. You may never have a TV issue where you insured your electronics. You might never use it. You might not ever have a claim on your house insurance. And I'll just share one thing with you guys. Like in 2008, we drove to Wisconsin from Michigan to work, and then we'll leave it here for you. But we drove to Wisconsin, from Michigan to Wisconsin. It was a 6-hour drive. My mom stayed with our 2 girls. They were 7 and 4. She stayed at her house. We had 2 full days of appointments to meet with clients, to give them insurance. God forbid if something happened, you know, they would have their loved ones to be able to stay in their home. Our first appointment we went to, leaving our first appointment, we were in a side car accident. We were side impacted from was it F-150 or
like a
pickup truck or whatever. So the front end of our car was blown off. In Wisconsin at the time, in 2008, they were the only state that did not require you to have car insurance. It was weird. They were like the last state. So this woman hit us. She had a leg brace on. She just had like knee surgery or something. She should not have been driving. But anyway, she blew into our car. We had a Jaguar. It was like a 05, was it?
Yeah, something
like a 05 Jaguar. But it was still, when they built it, like tough and strong, and it was all metal. It wasn't like the fiberglass that they make now. So the front end got blew off. We had to reschedule our second and third appointment.
Yep.
And he bolted the front end of our vehicle on, and he
said, don't drive over 50.
One headlight was pointing up, one headlight was pointing down. He's like, just don't go over 50, I think, and we've got you fixed. And so we went to our 4th appointment of the day, and we were sitting there. We were going through our insurance. We were going through the health questions, talking to this couple, and we got a phone call from our neighbor, who happened to be the sergeant of the Lansing, Michigan Police Department. And I coached his daughter in soccer, and he knew we would travel on the weekends, and our daughters were 7. And
he called my phone.
And he called Ryan's. He never called us, right? And I looked at my husband, and his face like turned white. And I'm like, is everything okay? Are the kids okay? And our house was on fire. Our house was on fire. And he's like, our house is on fire. I'm like, what do you mean our house is on fire? He's like, our house is on fire. And I'm like, can it be put out? Are the kids okay? Is my mom okay? What's going on? And he literally said the flames were shooting out of our a roof. We had a 2-story home. It was how many years old?
It was a year and a half old.
4 years old. 4-year-old house.
Was it?
Yeah, because they built it and then we bought it.
Oh yeah, because it sat for a year.
It was our first home that we built or bought, our first home. And talk about an emotional, guys, we just been in a car accident, right? Now our house is on fire. And I'm looking at my husband, and he's like, everybody's okay, but the fire department's on the way. So we stepped out.
For all that to happen, I'm just going to put in that is very sad. I'm sorry that they went through all that. That is not something that anybody should go through, and that's a lot to handle, especially on a family, to lose a house, or at least have fire damage, and then have an accident prior. So I'm sorry that they went through that.
Outside, we called our manager for the insurance, and he's like, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. We called our family. All of them went to our town. We lived in a cul-de-sac, and the whole town pretty much was watching our house burn down while we were 6 hours away. My children were taken to the neighbor's house and they shut the shade so they couldn't watch it. They were outside playing, no shoes. They were riding their bike. It was a beautiful day in Michigan, July 20th of 2008. And we were helpless. We were 6 hours away. So,
but I gotta brag on my wife. My wife was actually holding insurance.
I'm crying.
She's crying. So it's about an hour and a half. These people, like, they give us water and everything until we collected ourselves. And Bridget went back in and she finished their job. And knowing that we had to get home to our family, she finished writing an insurance policy on this lady. And
Crying. The whole application has tears down it. It's smeared.
We got ready
it was
to
all
leave.
paper then. It wasn't online.
Yeah, we got ready to leave. The gentleman tried to tell me to go a new way. They kept trying to tell me
to go to the airport.
He goes, you need to go
He's like,
fly.
there's an airport like 30 minutes away.
I was like, listen,
And we're
dude, we used our car insurance today, our homeowner's insurance today. I don't think anybody wants me on the plane with them today.
And we don't want to use our life
insurance today. And I don't like
it's
flying.
like 3 strikes, you're
Yeah,
out.
so
No.
literally, remember 50 mile an hour, we end up driving home like at 90 mile an hour. We called every state to see if we get escorted. But I want to say this one thing. When you care about people, you care about people. Bridget finished writing the application on her client. And that about what, how many months later?
Well, so we ended up getting home at like 1:06 in the morning and our house was still smoldering. It was really horrible. I still get emotional on it. Not that we lost, not because it was materialistic items that we lost, but it was just the experience and the trauma that our kids experienced from that, and the trauma that we experienced as parents driving home to try to get to our children, right? 6 months later, the woman called me that I wrote the policy on, and she was diagnosed as having a brain tumor. And at that point, she would not be able to get insurance. And I did finish my job and I wrote that policy on her, and she was insured because, you know, she had a brain tumor 6 months later. And had I not finished that job, I don't know if she would have gotten the insurance, right? Like, I don't know how she would have proceeded with that, but life gives you challenges, and a lot of stuff snowballed from that point. But it's truly about, I will tell you, and
I know we're a little longer.
No,
and
I don't normally talk about this. Nobody in Elomir knows this about me. Maybe Tiffany does, because
Tiffany experienced it with us.
she knows, because she was my friend and our friend. But honestly, guys, it's just about caring for people, because you don't know what difference you're going to make in their life just by showing them that you care. One last thing, and I talked about this before, that we did learn in our insurance business is when you see somebody, no matter who they are, pretend there's a sign on their forehead that says, make me feel special, and make that person feel special, whether it's complimenting on their hair, their necklace, their shirt, their purse, their hat, their shoes.
Because
Make them
nobody
feel special, and do it genuinely. Don't be fake or sarcastic or anything like that, but really, truly, with your heart, make them feel special, unless they were mean or something to you, but give back with kindness, right?
And one thing you learned is nobody remembers what you said. They remember how you made them feel. And that's the thing, is you make people feel good. Be genuine about it.
I mean, you can still have people remember what you said, but I mean, I love how they make sure to chime in to make sure it's genuine, because there are many times where reps are not being genuine. And that's the issues we have here, because that's their way of love bombing and getting you to join them. And that's a big problem. You're not being honest. So that's my issue. If they were more honest, I think I'd have less of an issue, but they're not normally being honest. They're being very deceptive and manipulative. So, and love bombing. So it's not based around honesty or integrity or any of those things. So that's the issues here.
Tell people, you know, people need this, you guys. This movement, for what we all experience, every single person in the world experienced something in the last couple of years of our lives. People are down and out. People need us. And this movement, we are here to get to them. We're here to help them. I mean, you guys heard Mark B earlier today talking about it, and just, he's a gentleman. He's getting ready for his 15th brain surgery. He spoke about it last week. If you don't know you're at the right place, you might want to look in the mirror and say, what's wrong? Because you are in the right place. And the time is now here. We are doing some major movements here, and our leaders are in Nashville. Unfortunately, we have a wedding we have to attend today. And we want to be in Nashville as bad as anybody. We keep looking at photos, and just to be around these leaders. And if you guys have the opportunity and to be around winners in your life, get around them. get around and plug into people that make you
I always question when they say get around winners, like how accurate is it that those winners really get you farther? Because I don't feel they really do. Um, they may somehow give some small light of encouragement, but I don't see how being a winner gets you far. But that's just me. Do you guys feel it's different? Do you guys really think that being around any type of winning circumstance is going to get you farther in life? Because I don't really know if it's that, but if you're willing to have someone talk with you or mentor you a little bit or just be your friend, that helps a lot. And and it may not involve winning, but it may involve getting further along than where you were before, and that's a big help. So that's just how I feel about it.
feel good. Plug into people that feed you and just be around them. It's your choice. If they're negative, you don't have to be around them. You know, you can pick and choose your friends. You can't pick your family, but you can choose your friends. And if you take your inner circle of the 5 or 6 people closest to you, you can tell
You are the sum result of them.
result of it. And Bridget and I, we choose to be around positivity. We choose it. We want to feed ourselves with it. We said it. We got into a negative boat. I mean, we ran into a part of our life that if you would have talked to me 2 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been as positive to you. If you'd have said something different to me, I might not have been as there. I knew I had it in me, and I had to find something in my life to find that passion for it again. And I'll tell you right now, we dedicate this to Team Elomir because what we've experienced here, the leadership and the people we get to spend our life with today. I mean, we are so excited about where we're headed. And so Bridget and I are honored to do this call. We're thanking that you guys took time out of your Saturday to join us today.
All right, there's not a whole lot of time left after that, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be editing this right after. Well, maybe not right after, but mostly after. And I plan to do another recording with having my husband join. And I hope you enjoyed that. But I hope you will like, subscribe, hit the bell down below. Let me know your thoughts of this Zoom because obviously it was mainly just one couple talking and maybe Mark, the guy with the brain surgeries. I just don't like the route that they choose to go about right now with Elomir. So, yeah. But I will see you guys soon and have a good day and stay safe and hope your fall is going well because today is 21st of September. So, sing Earth, Wind, and Fire for me. Bye.